welcome to the dedication of Rotary Harmony Park on this September 9th, 2021, the 193rd day of COVID. So glad you guys are with us. We now call the meeting to order. As this is our custom, I'd like to invite you to a Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll start there, and we'll keep on going. If you please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated if you got a chair. Otherwise, on the grass if you want to, Robbie, that's okay. All right. We certainly do want to thank each and every one of you. There are a lot of great Rotarians here and a lot of wonderful Rotarian guests. We got folks that made a pit stop all the way from Ohio on the way to Florida. The Austins, thank you folks for being with us today. And as soon as we adjourn, they're off to Florida. So thank you for making the sojourn. A lot of heavy hitters here within our own Rotary organization. We have wonderful people representing our District Governor, Nico Iannelli. We have District Governor-elect Cam Chatton. Where are you, Cam? There you go. Great supporter of the Rotary Club of Cabarrus County. Thank you, Cam, for being with us here. And our Assistant Governor, Dick Lewis. Dick, thank you, sir, for making the banner available to us. We didn't have it yesterday, so thank you for making sure we had that today. And I also want to thank, we're here today because of, the famous saying that we stand on the shoulders of those who have gone on before us, right? And we're here today because of past presidents, Merle Hamilton and Tim Vaughn. We kind of launched this whole process 4 years ago. So today, 4-year summit, we're here. And thanks again to the visionary thought process of both Merle Hamilton and Tim Vaughn. And I'm Robert Kirk, the current president. So thank you guys for that. So I'm going to turn it over now to, I've asked each of the speakers to kind of self-introduce, to kind of save on the clock. So let me invite Steve Morris, Commissioner Morris, to come up and talk to us. And there is a clock here. Okay, we're keeping everybody honest, all right? Just saying.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Robert forgot one thing. I have the clock. He doesn't. So we're in good shape. Welcome to everybody. It's really exciting to be here this morning. Yeah, I'm here wearing 2 hats today. One of those being a charter member of this Rotary Club and the other being chairman of the Cabarrus County Board of Commissioners. And we are so excited to be standing in one of our premier parks here in Cabarrus County and talking about what this Rotary Club has done to contribute to it. I think this Saturday will be 36 years since we had our charter banquet for the formation of this club. I was there, Dave Goff was there. I think probably we're the only 2 here that were present for that, but it's hard to believe the things that we've accomplished during that time. I think what we're talking about today is one of the many great accomplishments that we've made, and I think that this is one that's going to stay with this community for a very long time. In 2017, I made a very risky decision to travel to the Rotary International Convention in Atlanta with LaDoska Keeter, Kim Strong, Lisa Perry, and Anita Brown. And so being the only male and also being the driver for this group of women was a pretty interesting proposition. But we had a wonderful time. We brought back a lot of good Rotary information and a few little extra stories that we can tell for years to come. But as part of that experience, Anita Brown and I were walking around the trade show that they had set up there at the convention. I'm going to assume that the other 3 ladies were in some sort of an educational seminar while we were doing that. But we came upon a display for these musical instruments that go in parks. And we thought they were really cool. There were a couple of energetic young men there willing to demonstrate those for us. And we thought it was pretty neat. So we went back and shared that information with Ladoska and Kim and Lisa and talked about it and kind of went on about our way. Then as we were making that drive back home from Atlanta, we began a discussion about how neat would it be if we could actually do something like that in Cabarrus County. And we talked about the process that we had been involved in for many years, where we raised money and gave scholarships and supported various community organizations, and talked about the possibility, what if we did a really big project one year instead? And so as we got back home and then began to share some of that information with the club, the one thing that I would recommend to any of you that you do if you want to have a successful project is to get Lisa Perry fired up about it. There you go. Because that was the piece that really, she took that on and led that project and created enthusiasm with other people. She and Brian stepped up and made a generous contribution of their personal funds. And I'm sure there's going to be more discussion about all the people that have contributed to it. But that was a key part of making this a success. It's been an interesting journey from there to here. When this was constructed and we thought that we would be having this dedication ceremony in the barn that used to stand where the tent is now. Of course, all of you know that it was destroyed by an arson and burned, and now we're planning for a much better facility that will serve the people of Cabarrus County here. And so then we dealt with the COVID issues and on, and I'm sure that Lisa can talk about all those trials. But it's really, really a great honor to be here this morning. I'm so proud of this club and what the club has contributed to the community over the years. And so without further comment, now I would like to call to the podium the queen of Cabarrus County Parks, Londa Strong. So welcome her.
Thank you, sir.
No crown, sorry.
I think you only get that title when you stay longer than you're supposed to. Maybe that's it, I don't know. And when I think back on the COVID years, I think Lisa Perry's the one that sent the first email about, hey, we've got an idea. I won't swear to that, but I know I got so many from her, I'm going to assume the first one was from her. And we were excited about it. We thought that was a great opportunity. Franklin's Park was not the first place that we talked about. Since we wanted it to be, you all wanted it to be an attraction, we thought about Rob Wallace Park, since that was new and people were still getting to know that. But the more we went through it, Franklin's Park seemed to be the place that it needed to be. And we're very glad about that. It took a long time deciding what and where and how and who was going to fund it. And that's where the Parks and Recreation Department came through, Active Living in Parks, sorry, old habit, came through with our matching incentive grant program. We have a 50-50 match program that has been in place for 44 years. Most people here probably know about some of it if they had a kid in PTA, PTO, any of the youth athletic clubs or booster clubs, because we've given money to all of those over the years. 50-50 match. In those 44 years, there were only 3 years that we didn't have money to award, and there have been over $5 million worth of projects across the county, either in parks or schools, municipal, county, or Kannapolis schools and Cabarrus County schools that have gone in place. And that was all at a cost of just a little over $2 million for Cabarrus County. Most of the organizations end up putting more money in to make the project happen. So as you go across the county, you see a lot of places that have the signs up about matching incentive grant projects, and we're very happy that we have partners like Rotary. Rotary, if I remember the numbers, it's about $116,000 worth of projects right here at Franklin's Park, which is this, the butterfly garden over here, the 18-hole disc golf course, and some trail erosion work that we were having issues with over the last, I would say 10 years. That money has gone in here. And without partners like Rotary, we wouldn't be able to have all of the things that we have in the parks or the school parks. And we appreciate that opportunity. And you can send an email to me anytime you want to put something in any of the parks. We really appreciate it. Thank you. The real queen of Cabarrus County, Noelle.
And that's only because I'm leaving, right? So, oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how excited I am for this project. And to come out and see it finally and to see this great turnout. I'm the executive director of the Cabarrus Arts Council. For those of you who do not know me, been here for 21 years with this Arts Council. And it has been really, really exciting to see how this community has grown in its appreciation and understanding of what the arts can do for everybody in the community. And, you know, I have such wonderful memories of my children who are now 29 and 33 coming here and playing soccer. We have loved this park for so long. I remember bringing out the first Pops in the Park concert out here, my second year with the Arts Council with the Charlotte Symphony. So many wonderful, wonderful memories and so many people who love this park. So when Lisa called and said, we have an idea, I was like, this is awesome, Lisa. We're hearing your name a lot during this. The Arts Council, really, every local arts council in almost every county in North Carolina is responsible for supporting the arts across the county. And one of the ways we do that is we apply for and we receive grassroots funds from the North Carolina Arts Council every year that comes from our legislature. Then we are fortunate enough here to be able to double that with a Hayes charitable grant. We've been able to do that for many years. So we don't have millions of dollars, Londa, every year to distribute, but we do end up having about $50,000. And the purpose of it is to support nonprofit arts organizations and to support nonprofits who have innovative, creative, artistic projects. Well, you know where you all fall into this. What an amazing project. We are also sort of I like to talk about the Arts Council as being, we sow seeds across the county. So we too are a 50-50 match. But always everybody has to come up with a lot more than that because our little grants are not enough to support an entire project, and we're not allowed to do it that way either. So we have also been part of a lot of the public art across the community, and we're looking at more coming on board with all the wonderful changes in Kannapolis and Concord. Mount Pleasant has some now. Harrisburg is looking at it. And this one to me is particularly exciting because it's such an amazing example of how art is not only beautiful, it can be in a park, it can be useful, it is for children to play on, and also for people who really understand music to play music on. And that opens people's eyes to what art really is. So I thank you all for moving our entire community forward with this amazing project. Kudos to you all. And I believe Dave Goff is next.
Gotcha. Thank you, Noelle. Thank you very much, Noelle. When I told Alan Goodman I had been asked to make some comments this morning, he said, "Oh boy, I can't wait to hear your jokes." And Alan, I hate to disappoint you, but there won't be jokes this morning. Taskmaster Lisa Perry has given me 6 minutes, which is impossible. My wife is here, so there are no wife jokes. And for the first time in 37 years of presiding at Rotary functions, my minister is here. So this will be a different Dave Goff presentation. As Steve mentioned earlier, he and I are the 2 remaining charter members of Rotary Club of Cabarrus County. I was past president in 1986-87 and a member of the Rotary Harmony Park committee on Lisa's team. And I did want to start out with special thanks to Lisa. We all know, certainly as a Rotary Club, that this would not have happened without her drive and commitment, and certainly want to acknowledge Lisa. The other person that's one of my all-time favorite folks is Londa Strong. Londa has partnered with this club since day one, and you heard the long list of things. Mike, I just want to say on thinking of Londa, from our AAU basketball tournament, which we started with, to our ACC All-Star games, our butterfly garden, our disc golf course, and now Harmony Park. Londa has always exhibited a can-do attitude, and we appreciate that very much. This morning, I've been asked to connect Rotary to this project, and again, within a 6-minute time frame, so I'm going to have to be brief and cut some things a little short. The Rotary Club of Cabarrus County is but one of 35,000 Rotary clubs worldwide. Our 70 members are part of a global network of 1.2 million neighbors, friends, community leaders, and problem solvers who unite to take action to bring about lasting change. We promote peace, we fight disease, we provide clean water, we save mothers and children, we support education, and we grow local economies. Our motto is service above self, which brings us to Rotary Harmony Park. We believe our efforts here at Frank Park make Cabarrus County a better place to live, to work, to play, I have to put play in there, and to raise our families. And we've had buy-in at this park since day one. Standing here in Harmony Park, we're surrounded by Rotary symbols and traditions. First, our logo, which we have at the back, is known worldwide as the Rotary cog. The number of gears and spokes that you see on our cog are unimportant. What is important is what we call the keyway, which is in the top center of the cog, because without the keyway, the gear does not have a way to move forward on the drive shaft. But the keyway locks us onto that drive shaft, and it helps us accomplish things in this community and around the world. Secondly, we have our Rotary four-way test here on our stone. This was developed by Rotarian Herbert J. Taylor in July of 1932. The test reminds Rotarians worldwide of the importance of truth, fairness, goodwill, and better friendships in all the things we think, say, or do, not just at our meetings every Thursday morning at 7:30, but every single day. Next, I'd like to turn our attention to the inscribed bricks that you will be able to see a little bit later encircling Rotary Harmony Park. First, I would like to ask all of our College of Past Presidents to hold up a hand so we can recognize the past presidents that are here with us this morning. Could we see you good folks? Thank you. You get a brick, and you get a brick, and you get a brick, and you get a brick. So all the past president bricks are located at the back. In addition, we have 122 Rotarians and friends of Cabarrus Rotary that purchased bricks, and we're pleased to be able to acknowledge you here this morning as well. Finally, I need to acknowledge our bench sponsors. Would Anita Brown and Steve Morris please wave to the crowd? Where are you good folks? Here's Anita and here's Steve. Their bench reads, "Peace and Harmony, the Spirit of Rotary." Rotarian Cindy Minot is unable to join us this morning, but she sent her mom, Grace, and her favorite son, Ward. Grace's Ward? Where is Ward? There's Ward. I didn't recognize you with your mask on. Cindy's bench reads, "In honor of Grace Minot, to inspire a love of music in others." Thank you, Grace. Thank you for being with us this morning. How about Ladoska Keeter? Where's Ladoska? Ladoska's bench reads, "In honor of my main squeeze." It doesn't say that. It says, "In honor of Tony Grillo, may others appreciate music the way he does." Ladoska and Tony, thank you, guys. I'll turn things back over to Lisa Perry, our project chair, to recognize our project sponsors and other special guests. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you.
Good morning. What they didn't tell you is we started early because I'm going to take like an hour because my dad specifically asked me to talk for a really long time. In all seriousness, thank you so much to all the speakers. You all did exactly as I would have wanted. I think it's a great representation of what this project was and everyone who helped make it happen. Thank you all so much for being here today. People kept asking me how many people are going to be there, and I said, well, between COVID and the weather, we could have 10 or we could have 100. I think we're closer to 100, so I thank each and every one of you for being here. And as I mentioned, my parents are here. Mom and Dad, I love you. I got a degree in communication from Ohio University, and my dad used to say, are you going to learn how to talk? I don't understand this degree. So maybe, Dad, this is what I did. So thrilled you could be here. This dedication was a long time coming. I feel like we're giving birth to a 4-year-old child, and I could not be more proud of what we've created together. Every great project starts with a spark, and that happened when that group of Rotarians that Steve talked about went to that Rotary International Conference and first saw these instruments. But the fire for this project started when I turned to my husband, Brian, one day and said, so I was thinking, or as others have said, I have an idea. That happens a lot. He unfortunately does hear that more often than he would like, and it usually is followed by a money request. You see, we were approaching our 25th anniversary in business. 25 years in business together, 26 years married. If that's not an accomplishment, I don't know what is. And we wanted to celebrate. And we thought about throwing a big party. And I'm telling you, a Perry party is a good time. But we thought, that's going to be one day and done. What could we do maybe to give back to the community? Because the community is what has helped us stay in business for 25 years. And so we thought, you know what? I've been a Rotarian for over a decade or two. And whenever you want to get something done, you talk to Rotary. And we wanted to do something on a big scale. So we took our Perry Party money and we offered it to the Rotary Club. And I stepped up and asked to be chair of this project. And everything that you see behind us is what came afterwards. Those instruments were in my mind ever since that event, because while we're a graphic design and marketing and creative agency, we wanted to bring something creative to the community. Now, I'll tell you, I can't play an instrument, I can't sing, I have no musical ability, but I know something wonderful when I see it, and I knew that this would be great. I want to recognize the Cabarrus County Parks and Active Living. Their matching grant was certainly a catalyst for the scope of this project. It allowed us to dream big, and I think we did. They worked closely with us, like Londa said, to find a site. I remember being out here, and this was a big patch of grass. And I asked them to draw a circle in paint for me so I could see how big it is, because I'm even visual. And I'm just in awe of what's behind me now. Londa, Perry, and Byron were amazing to work with. They loved getting a lot of emails from me, I am sure. I also want to thank the Rotary District. Cam, so glad you could be here on behalf of the district, and the Cabarrus Arts Council is mentioned for their matching grants. What I loved about Brian and I contributing to this is we knew our money would be doubled and tripled, and we could not do that project alone, and that's why we're so excited about everybody we got to partner with. Those three organizations, along with the funds raised from our club, from all those Seafoods Festival tickets, everyone that sold a sponsorship or sold a ticket, this is what we created from all that effort. Now, I want to especially thank this man standing over here in the maroon shirt, wave your hand, Mr. Stephen Griffith with Oak Trail Landscaping. I went to him with an idea, and I said, I think I want a circle with some instruments. And he created this. He drew this on his computer, and it is as close as I can think to the original design that he came up with. He is a visionary. He was a pleasure to work with. I know more about pavers and bricks than I ever want to, but thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you, thank you. The other thing about the design of this is that we wanted it to be wheelchair accessible. We wanted it to be so that people could play on it no matter their ability. So you can see that the instruments are spaced apart. Even the benches have companion seating. Stephen was very thoughtful to make that into the design so that everyone would be welcome here. Kobe and Larry Ellington with Next Level Recreation were who we contracted the instruments from, and they installed them, and I think they did a wonderful job. Kobe sent us a couple layouts of the instruments as well and helped us select these pieces. And then Dominic Fava, thank you. Oh, she is? Kobe, I didn't see you. This is Kobe, thank you so much. They're beautiful and they sound amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And then Dominic Fava with Stone Living designed these faux stones. These are actually not stones. They're like, I don't know, something else in them. But they look real, right? You're going to come touch them now. I know you are. And then the monuments from the Monument Company on top of them. So just like Dave said, we wanted Rotary to be represented here and to share that with the community. In addition to those vendors, I also want to thank every single Rotarian who sold tickets and helped. Y'all scared me to death there. I knew what was coming. That is not a sign. The barn burning down is not a sign. COVID is not a sign. This project is good. Okay, all right. If I get hit in the head, Dad, just take me to the hospital. Okay. And specifically, I just want to thank all the Rotarians who pitched in on this project over the last 4 years, from the presidents, Merle and Tim and Robert. Everybody was always so supportive. Every time I asked for help, I received it. One of my favorite contributions was from my dear friend Marie Dockery. We were really under the gun to get these bricks engraved, and Marie drove each and every single brick to the vendor, had them engraved, and made, 5 trips back and forth. I think she swaddled them in blankets. There she is, Marie. I am so grateful. I mean, she took that, and the bricks could not have been in better hands. And lastly, I also want to thank everybody that made today possible. Amy Goff is a rock star. She took care of all the food, the tent, everything. Thank you so much. Kim Strong, Dave Goff, Robert Kirk went way above and beyond. And I have to tell you a funny story. I've gotten several messages from Rotarians who know me well. Yesterday, about 23 hours ago, I got a text from Steve Morris that said, Lisa, the weather right now is not indicative of what it will be tomorrow morning, because I was in full-blown panic attack and actually on the phone with Robert Kirk at that exact moment. And then last night, Alan Goodman texted me and said, Lisa, there is a 40% chance of sun tomorrow. And I said, well, crap. That means, because I don't look at the weather, so I didn't know. But I feel blessed, and I think that Brian's parents above blew that storm away so we could have this great event today. I also want to thank Zach McCombs with the Full Circle Club for the sound. I think it sounds amazing. I appreciate it. Perry, your staff, for making everything look so beautiful, and of course, Stowe Girls Catering.